Hey guys, welcome back to another Everything I Like video. This is my review of episode 5 and episode 6. Episode 5, which is named And Then Another. It's the final fight between Sano and Kenshin. If I had to rank the episode, basically, I'd give it probably like a 7.5. The animation was a lot better than the original, and the fight scenes were a lot. I would say, yeah, it was better. It was better. The only issue I had really with the episode was Sano's story. I felt like it was a little bit rushed. I think they got the point across, and I kind of understand where they were going. They didn't want to linger on it for too long, so they kind of condensed it because we're in the middle of a fight here at the same time. So they try to give you as much information and as much background story about Sano. They try to really cram it in there compared to the original one where it was kind of drawn out. They really wanted you to feel Captain Cigars, that they wanted you to actually build that little relationship and to kind of understand, the type of person he was, so that when he did die, you felt it and you kind of felt sad. um, I still felt sad in this one. I still felt something, but I think um, as a new person watching, maybe newer viewers, they probably would not have felt it as much as if they had watched the original series. But what what got me was they actually showed his his full head. They beheaded him. We all know that, and they actually showed the full head compared to the original, which was they used to censor things a lot in that series. So it was kind of cool. I mean, well, not really cool, but it was kind of shocking to me to see that they showed the full shot of his head. Getting back to the point where I felt like it was a little bit crammed in there. I didn't really feel like as sad as I did for Sano's backstory as I did in the original. But it didn't really take away much from that episode because I think it was pretty entertaining, and the episode was pretty good. It wasn't bad. The fight was good. I love I actually loved the fight between Kenshin and Sano. It was a lot better, and I think with the additional, well, that thing with Kihei and Gohi with the gun and all of that, I think it was a little more intense this rounds in this version than the original one when it came to the actual present day, the fighting between Sanosuke and Genshin. So overall, that episode to me, it was good. I enjoyed it. Yeah, except for the backstory, that was my only issue, and it's not really a big of an issue because I kind of understand where they were going. Like I said, you're in the middle of a fight, you don't want to dwell too much on the backstory. You just want to get an idea of why Sano hates the Imperialists so much and why he wants to fight Kenshin. And yeah, I think it was a good episode. So overall, episode 5 for me was good. I know I I really bashed episode 4, but yeah, it was just the way I felt about episode 4. But episode 5 to me was pretty good. It was pretty good. And I don't think I expected, them to go really extravagant with the whole animation and the whole fighting with Kenshin and Samo, because they eventually become friends and it's just a part of the story. So now we get to episode 6, which is Kenshin's first um, villain, Kenshin's first rivalry in present day Meiji era, which is Kurogasa Jinai Udo. And I would, in a ranking scheme, I would give it, seriously, I'll give it like a 8. Um, it was good. I think maybe I'll give it a same as the Sanosuke episode. I'll give it a 7.5. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I love the voice actor for Kurogasa. He's very creepy. He really has that voice that's very intimidating, and I liked it. It's Kenshin's first villain, and the episode, I think, yeah, they did a good job. It was really intense when it got to the point where Kenshin had to go and protect the guy, the politician guy with Sano. And what I really loved about this episode was not basically the fighting so much, but I actually really appreciated and really enjoyed the conversations, the dialogue that Kenshin and Sano shared. I feel like in the original series, they they didn't they didn't have that type of dialogue. They had, but it wasn't as in depth as they did in this one. But the real conversation that I really appreciated was when after the battle they were walking back, and Kenshin was explaining everything to Sanosuke, and he was telling him about Kurgas and the type of guy that he was. He was in the Shinsengumi, and up to this point, he was still killing people, and that his skill would definitely be sharper than his. He might be able to beat him, which they explained in the original series. But I think in this one, the way that they did it, like it was more detailed because I can't remember much, but I don't think that Kenshin explained to Sano that he was a former Shinsengumi, and and he didn't even explain to him about his techniques. And in this one, Kenshin explained to Sano the technique that he was using, and what he also explained the whole freezing technique, and the actual that it's not sorcery but the actual technique behind it, and that he's surprised that he was actually using it on people who wasn't strong-willed or who wasn't as skilled as him, to kind of show that this guy is really a low down dirty guy. I really appreciated how they both had that conversation, because I mean Kenshin and Sano, they turned out to be best friends. So it's really nice to see that they're having these kind of in-depth conversations with each other. And to me, that was more enjoyable to me than the actual fight, than the actual meeting between Korgas and Kenshin. Yes, that was good. I liked how they did it. I liked how intense it was, especially with Sano. I think the part where Sano grabbed the statue and smashed Kuragasa's sword was a lot more intense than the original. I just think I just think that the fight between Kenshin and Kuragasa was a little watered down compared to the original, because in the original they really went at it with a good few sword swings. If you look back at the original, they really went at it. Whereas this one, the only thing that they did was Kenshin coming out, did the flip, cut his cap, got wounded, and then he attacked him, and then did the whole ceiling jump and then hit him, and that was it. But in the original, they actually really went a while, like a good few sword swings before, they actually stopped. So the fight was a little bit watered down in this 2023 version, but like I said, it was good and it was intense enough to spark interest. Maybe with a new viewer, I was definitely interested. The scene was intense, but like I said, in this episode, to me, it wasn't more about the fighting. It was more about um, that dialogue between Kenshin and Sanosuke. To me, I really appreciated that. It's like you're developing relationships, and you're doing it in a way where they're having dialogue with each other and getting to know. Sano's getting to know about Kenshi's knowledge, Kenshin's um, past, and they're having that character interaction, which is something I always appreciate, because when you have character interaction between two characters, you're developing a relationship between them. So you're actually seeing Kenshin and Sanosuke's friendship developing and getting to know one another. Then we get to the part where Kenshin explains to Sano, hey, I have to go, I have to do this by myself, so please explain to Karu. We all know how that scenario takes place. She ends up not listening and going to Kenshin at the riverbank. And there they have the exchange, and she's telling him, hey, Kenshin's explained to her, hey, the reason why I left is because I can't have any distractions. I can't have you there. If anything happens to you, I wouldn't be able to to fight at my, full potential, knowing that I have to protect someone. And she understood, because Karu, the only thing she was worried about is Kenshin wandering off again after the fight and she being left alone again. So, she gave the famous ribbon scene where she gives him his ribbon to keep in order for him to make that promise to come back. And as soon as she gives him the ribbon and she's ready to leave now, Janai grabs her uh, from behind, like a real jump scare. Did this one, because I knew it was coming, it didn't affect me so much, but definitely in the original when it happened, it was a jump scare. And for my wife who was watching it as well, she doesn't remember too much about watching Kenshin back in the days. So it came like she was watching it for the first time. She got the scare. So they did that well because she jumped when it happened. But because I knew it was coming, I was prepared for it. But the way they did it, it was good. The only thing that was lacking again was the suspenseful music. But in all, the way they did it, it was pretty good. They got the point across. They got the jump scare because my wife jumped, and I saw a couple. Um, I watched a couple of reactions on YouTube, and a lot of people who never saw it for the first time also jumped as well. So I really enjoyed this episode, and I kind of hope to they kind of push the budget with the animation as the episodes go on. Maybe we could see some real, episodes where the Oniwa Banchu arc with Aoshi. Maybe we could see some real budgets being thrown into some episodes and we get some really amazing fights and some really intense scenes. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for episode 7. And yeah, this was my review for episode 4 and 5. I will try to be on time with these reviews, but hey, I'm not I'm not pushing myself. I just do this for fun. And I do it because I have a passion for Rurouni Kenshin. Whenever you see the episodes drop, that's when it's drop. I'm not if you see it on time, it's on time. But hey, I'm gonna try my best. But guys, it was nice chatting again about Rurouni Kenshin with you guys, and feel free to comment in the sections below. I love discussing Kenshin with Kenshin fans. Until then, next time, guys. Bye.